So that all worked out. 6 p.m. Jamerrill will be thankful. That was super sad. Well, happy new week, friends. Welcome back to a week of massive food preservation and large family meals of the week. We're gonna do a lot of things this week, but first off, I haven't run in over 2 weeks. I was sick for a week, my kids were sick a week before that, but I was personally down for a week, and then the following week, I was like, yeah, after 2 full weeks of sickness, we need to kind of start the new year off again, and so January 18th or whatever the date was, I was like, let's just start fresh. I took a week to work on some new household systems and routines. Excuse me while I get my little nice things for my shins on. I don't always wear these, but again, it's been 2 weeks since I ran, and when I run races, I wear them. And in the winter, I do just layer them, and it is what it is. But back to mama stuff and life. I'm going to get back to running today. And I figure, you know, I run so much, I move so much, and I have for over 1.5 years now, taking 2 weeks to listen to my body and rest, heal, and then also get our household up and running pretty decently, all fresh for 2025 is a good thing. So we are going to render about 130 pounds of beef fat, and I think I have somewhere between 20 to 30 pounds of lard. And I'm going to need to babysit and keep an eye on my roasters while I do that. But that's one of the projects we are gonna get going this week for sure. I don't have a full meal plan like for dinners and such. If you're new here, my name is Jamerrill. I've been doing big batch freezer cooking and a whole lot of mega meals on these interwebs for well over a decade. And I'm I like to say the head queen mama of a household of 10, feeding 10 to up to 15 often, and then hey, once in a while we have even more folks over and we could feed up to 30. So that is some of the adventures. One of the books in my stack I've been reading through is How Not to Get Sick by Dr. Ben Binkman. I need to do a full video of reading and books and little research and experiments and things over on my second channel. We will get to that, but all the food things, and I know you all have followed my 60-pound weight loss and my health and fitness journey, and it's just part of my saving myself and my mama life that I have shared with you over the past 18 months or so, and even before then. So many of you have been with me for so long. I've been learning about autophagy, and I've been learning about at different hour marks, your body actually, according to Dr. Mindy Peltz, who I'm listening through Fast Like a Girl right now, just how at different hour marks your body starts making new stem cells. It's just so super fascinating. And what I was listening to Dr. Mindy Peltz talk about in Fast Like a Girl, I've been listening to it on audiobook, but I have a hard copy here to come in as well. What I was listening to her say was around the 36-hour mark is when you start making new stem cells. And as I have shared, as you know, my lab work, inflammation, A1C, all these things that aren't great, that was my lab work from this summer, even after a 60-pound weight loss. And I am going in later this week at some point for more lab work, and so we'll have some more data. So anyway, welcome to a new week. Lots of food things and experiments going on, and I'm getting back to running this week after that 2-week break. I'm gonna get 4 runs in. I got my line dancing class tomorrow night and a big line dance on Saturday at Yeehaw. And we have some other activities throughout the week, of course church, and we have a homeschool roller skate, big group afternoon, and all those things. So anyway, let's go, we're running. This is the one from Dr. Mindy. I'm slowly collecting all my different menopause research books. I'm still listening through the new Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire. So anyway, I saw Dr. Mindy had this. I'm gonna add it to my book cabinet of all the books that we're reading in 2025. Alrighty, also to go with breakfast this morning, I am opening a 108-ounce can of applesauce from the downstairs grocery store in my basement. It says no corn syrup, that's a thing, gluten-free, non-GMO, apples. Nice that it's apples that is in the applesauce. Alrighty, Christmas Miracle got the jar opened with my old messy can opener, which is great. And I have a request for 3 bowls of applesauce to go along with breakfast. I probably have 10 of these cans of applesauce downstairs. And just something else I need to start working through. You know, we made a bunch of homemade applesauce. I believe that was 2022 now as well. So I definitely have some applesauce fans. They can have more, but I'm just doing 2 scoops per bowl. And then we will refill it as needed. I'm just gonna put this like this in the refrigerator, and I think by lunchtime it'll be gone. Look at this, friends. Sunshine, 40-some degrees. It's like summer here. It's amazing. Okay, friends. Well, as I'm walking away from you, I was getting a slow cooker. The day is marching on. The day is marching on. It's 2 o'clock now. Still didn't get out for that morning run. I mean, gee, why not? But I am going to start thinking a bit of dinner thoughts. I want to get out there and get this run done, and then I will do the rest of dinner. But I got stuck in here a little bit, and one thing leads to another, and I'm thinking about how, well, if we do what I'm thinking about doing for dinner, I would like some sweet potatoes. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to it's not the world's biggest sweet potato, but this is a pretty good specimen of homegrown sweet potatoes. This was grown in my community garden with friends. I think they have some more sweet potatoes in their cellar that they said I could have when I get low on, but still I put in some sweet potatoes in order. Anyway, I'm gonna make this one. I probably, well, that one almost fits that whole slow cooker. Let me see if I have some smaller ones I can stick around, because I like having sweet potatoes prepped. There you go, 6 p.m. Jamerrill. We'll be thankful that 2 p.m. Jamerrill filled this smaller slow cooker with sweet potatoes. So yeah, we got almost a 3-pound bag, I believe it is, of smaller ones in here. And then that mammoth one, but that will be several days of sweet potato prep. And now I will get outside and join everybody else. There's a lot of fun being had out there, and I'm getting in the sunshine. Hi, how are you? Well, it's evening now. It's much later than I wanted to have dinner. It's now 7:30. I've had some adventures this afternoon which derailed my plans, derailed my list. Anyway, I can't get 4 hours of my life back, but at some point this afternoon, I did go down to the freezer meal freezer, and I pulled out 3-gallon bags of chili that we put in the freezer. It was dated October 2024. And I did a pretty decent quick defrost on it. Had one of my teens pop those bags open and get those 3 into the 30-quart stock pot. It looks like we probably got about 12 quarts or so of chili here. And thank you, past Jamerrill, because the sweet potatoes are also, like, I just need to unplug those. So I'm gonna have a sweet potato probably with chili on it. Other folks will have some different combinations. We have some sourdough that's defrosted. I have some box salad, and I just need to be done for the day. Like, let me just, you know, dinner with my folks, play some skip-bo, I'll go for hoofing it up and down my driveway, evening walk, probably get a hot shower, and call today done. Okay? Okay. But here's how our chili is looking. Thank you, October 2024 chili. Now in almost February 2025. Well, good morning, friends. I come to you with a 7-Eleven cup of coffee. So I've had a few days where, you know, I just know how 2025 is going to be. Had a couple days that my whole life has been taken over by emails. Okay, that is okay. We're still living off that big batch chili. It's like Day 3 of Big Batch chili. So I think after today, we will need to be done with the chili. But we've been finishing up the sweet potatoes I did a few days ago. I think I have half of that giant one left. We have probably a quarter of that chili, so that should be done today. Been grabbing the box salad greens to add in for salads with meals. Yesterday morning, did some eggs and cottage cheese for my little folks for breakfast. All the big life updates this morning. I went to have more blood work done. You know, that is super exciting. Like, I live by the blood work these days. Last couple years, I haven't had blood work done in 6 to 7 months. It's been a little too long. I would really like to have it done every 90 days or so, but it does end up being, you know, twice a year is just how life goes. But I went and had that done. Got myself a celebratory coffee for on the way home. Also, newsflash, yesterday used our last dozen eggs. So all that to say, I'm at the John Henry General Store. They have farm-raised eggs here for $3.99. So I'm gonna go in here, not totally wipe them out of eggs, but get a couple dozen of eggs. I'd like to get some organic heavy cream, a few other things, see what they have before I head back home for the day. Alrighty, got the straw horses out still. So those are the eggs I would like. These over here. This is what I would like. Fourth. I'm just gonna get a small one though, be sensible. Alrighty, so I ended up, she convinced me, she said they had boxes and boxes of these 15 dozen. They don't always have these, but I mean, it just worked out perfect. So I got 30 dozen. They were $3.99 a dozen. The math on that is like 2.5 dozen a day for 2 weeks. And I mean, household of 10, 2.5 dozen eggs most days. Yeah, it's how the math works around here. And when I'm going in a different direction, another farm I stop at is Woods Edge Farm, if you're in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, and they always have this. They have 16 dozen boxes, and it ends up being, it's under $4 a dozen. I forget now. You all can probably tell me better what the last egg prices were that I paid there, because you're good at keeping up with that stuff. But also trying to like put my bank card, hold on here, it's in my pocket, put everything back in the right places. Also, totally makes sense. I now have a, what is it, pint of heavy cream in my purse. So we at least have our eggs. Our ducks aren't in a row, but our eggs are in a row. Yay. Okay, well, 'tis the season, 6:47. We're getting dinner happening late tonight, and then we're gonna play some skip-bo, but here's what's happening dinner-wise. So here are the leftovers that have come out. There's a piece of chicken, actually, from that someone had from eating out. There's the spring mix. I've been pouring some apple cider vinegar and avocado oil on my spring mix. We've got some rice. We have what is left of that sweet potato, which will be gone tonight, and some chili. Alrighty, and the 2 plates I'm responsible for tonight, I've been working on eating my celery and my avocado. I've got a salad with some leftover chicken, apple cider vinegar. Then I have sweet potato and 1 cup of chili. So this is Mom's dinner. And then this is the toddler plate. He's got some chili and sweet potato and apple. And his favorite still is blueberries. You know, I've burned different kids out on blueberries, I feel like. They just kept eating them, and now they won't have anything to do with them. So I don't know if long term this means that, you know, by age 10, he'll be out of the blueberry factory. But at least right now in the toddler years, he's loving the blueberries. Well, good morning. Socks, penguin pajamas, bathrobe, rain. Let's start the day with rain. Got lots going on today. Stocking up on the essentials. Thank you, Walmart delivery. Also, emergency crafting supplies continue. Oh, I hope those are the right size. Anyway, okay, well, we're about to find out on that. And then we got 3 things of pepper jack and 3 things of Colby jack. I've defrosted some lunch meat. We've had a lot of sandwiches and like egg and bagel and cheese, teenage boy afternoon 4 p.m. sandwiches being made, all of that. So cheese refill request. We got the milk, we got chocolate milk, got some more paper plates. Still do dishes all the time, but that helps. And then strawberries, it must be the season because the price is coming down nicely on those. I want to say 2 pounds, I want to say it's a little over $5 a pack for those. And again, like some folks just take, I've seen a whole thing of strawberries disappear with one person. So it goes quickly. Now, I was in a nice routine, we got Talking Hand here, where I was ordering some creamery milk from John Henry and picking it up. And in a perfect world, I would have had creamery milk that I would have picked up yesterday when I got the farm eggs from John Henry, but I didn't even know they were going to have that many farm eggs in stock. So whatever, great value, fills in the gaps, no shame in my great value reality game. Well, somehow we're going to make miracles happen. I don't know. Somehow I got to leave this house in 20 minutes. And I look like this, and I got ice on my neck. I slept weird. You know, all that happened, this is what happens at almost 46. I just slept in the same position all night. And I woke up and I was like, I can't turn my head. So I guess I'm like a piece of meat. I gotta be rotated. I gotta rotate myself throughout the evening. But anyway, taking my whole crew here to a big roller skating afternoon out with friends. And then for bonus points, there's this arcade that they have wanted to go to. We're gonna go to that after roller skating because the roller skating's for 2 hours. Then we're gonna go to the arcade and you can order pizza and stuff there too. And they get wristbands to do all the fun things. So we are having like super mega fun time out. Now I need to go pull myself together so I can be around other humans. Update on the beet fat also. Have these roasters come on all week? No. Have we labeled the broth that I canned last week and put it away? No. But I got some very good high intense emails written that I needed to do. I've moved forward, I think, you know, every mile, no, every inch takes a mile. That's 2025's theme. Every inch takes a mile, but that's okay. That's okay, we're gonna do it. So, anyway, that's what my week has been. So hopefully, after our night of family fun with me and my folks, hopefully tomorrow, roasters going, deal with that beef rendering. I was so excited about that earlier in the week, and this is how my life goes. I was excited then, and then bombarded. But we're not giving up. Okay, keep going, we're doing it. We made it to roller skating. We're doing it. Of course, I'm out here in cowgirl boots. Roller skating, and now we are at an arcade pizza place for dinner. Mama ain't cooking tonight. So here's the pizzas that we got. They have some gluten-free options, and those are coming out here in a minute. And then they have this garlic butter they said is really good for it. Alrighty, happy new day. So I'm not cooking much today, haha, but I am thinking about tomorrow, and I'm gonna get a roast that I'm gonna set out. Woo, let's see. Hold my phone, pull the roast, but don't pull the thing of meat on my foot. Anyway, this is 3.5 pound chuck roast. Maybe I'll do 2. Okay, it's another chuck roast. That last one, it was like 1.5 meals. I think I'll meal prep and do like 6 almost 7 pounds of roast tomorrow, and that way it'll be Sunday lunch and dinner, and hopefully have some leftovers on Monday, maybe even a little bit into Tuesday. So I'll bring these. And we have some sirloin steaks there, maybe 2, 3 more roasts. I took 2 roasts to a family the other day that needed some quick things to throw in the slow cooker, but we're slowly working through things. And then update on the chicken. We've got 4 whole chickens left and probably about 4 or so bags of the chicken feet as well. So more broth coming with that. Those 4 chickens are 2 dinners with a little bit of leftovers. I have our whole chickens now down to a science. So yeah, the basically 3/4 of 2 chickens, which is about 10 pounds, go in one dinner. And then the next day we might have enough to pull off for like some chicken salads or a few more servings. But that's just my large family chicken math. And I would do 2 chickens on some root vegetables tonight, but I've got another dinner planned for tonight. I'm gonna use this Aldi bag to shop down here. For some reason, you know what? I was like, why is this incubator out? I think it's because I had one of my guys bring up my roaster ovens. So I got my 3rd one down there. They probably moved this out of the way, but it was like memories. Can't wait to incubate chicks with the kids again. But like a lot of things in life, this memory and this fun little experience will go on the shelf and we'll get back to it another time. And I'm going to put potatoes in here to bring up for tomorrow, and we'll get the roast. I'll just put those in the refrigerator, and tomorrow before church we'll get those in the slow cooker and such. And just checking this box from the community garden. There's a butternut squash under there. Things to go after. And I know this concrete floor is gross, but oh well. Okay, we made it. So there's some more of our eggs we got from John Henry and our chicken broth that has sat here for well over the week. There's some bacon grease. Really thought earlier this week that I was gonna get this put away, but it's okay. I think tomorrow I will work on some of those like cleaning up projects. I've got too many fun things for this Saturday, but I am gonna make some scrambled eggs first. So let's see here, grabbing my eggs, just doing some quick scrambled eggs. I'm not even mixing milk with them. I have the heat turned down. I'm just gonna crack 2 dozen in here, mix them up. They're being cooked with bacon grease. Some teens, which is why the spatula is already broken in, fried their own eggs earlier and did breakfast sandwiches. And then I'm just doing enough for, let's see, maybe 5 folks this morning, and maybe there will be a serving or 2 of scrambled eggs left for, random kids like some random scrambled eggs at different times of the day. So, hey, look, we're meal prepping. And that's that. Now, on this ordinary Saturday, many times I have, especially many times in the past, I have pushed through while everybody else is, enjoying, relaxing, and doing their own things. Boy, you know what? I'm not doing a full 2 dozen here. Follow me in the conversation. There's only 4 eggs in this one, so I guess I'm only doing 16. There will be no leftovers. Anyway, many times while the family is enjoying their day off to do their fun things, like there's late cartoons being watched and all of that. Many times I have taken Saturdays as a work day. Film big projects, get big things done, do big business mama stuff that I get behind on during the week. And today I'm like, not doing it. Not doing it. I am taking a mostly mama self-care day. After I scramble these eggs, everybody else can do their things and I'm gonna do my things. Some of our things will crisscross, overlap. Some of them will not. Like, did you know, tonight is winter line dancing. I'm so excited. That means I must practice this afternoon because between birthdays, holidays, sickness, end of January, first half of December there, I had about 4 weeks where I wasn't doing no line dancing at all. Last weekend, they did have a lesson night though, for folks who just want to get started. And even though I've been doing it about 1.5 years or so, any line dancing is fun, okay? It's like from ages 7 to 107 with this group that I'm a part of. My brain knows the endorphins and the fun times are coming. Usually the way it goes is on a regular line dancing night, which happens twice a month. They'll teach 2 beginner style dances, one at the beginning, kind of one in the middle, and then all the dances we've learned, many people over the years, and some people just getting going. They just do a bunch of dances, you just gotta jump in and learn. So anyway, on my mama Saturday, because we're gonna end up at line dancing, making eggs for myself and my folks. Then it's summer outside. It's like 47 degrees again. I'm walking. I'm gonna get my run in. Only my 3rd run this week because yesterday with our activities and stuff and rain, I didn't get it in. That's okay. Getting that run in. Then I'm gonna take a hot 1-hour bath and read some more. And then I'm going to get myself officially ready for the day. And I have a video I need to get published today. Yeehaw. And then I want to take about 2 hours to go over all my line dances. And then I have on my little to-do list, I'm going to sit for another 45 minutes and read with my feet up. Oh, yes, I am. And then about 5, I'm a-leaving. Okay, Mama's going. Everybody else is going to do their fun evening activities. I'm going to meet a group of friends at a Mexican restaurant. I've even have this planned out. I'm going to have a fajita skillet just without the tortillas, okay? Chicken, mixed vegetables. Oh, maybe I'll go all out and get, I don't know how you say it, but it's where you get, let's say it's like the, yeah, I'm going to totally butcher it, but it's whatever the name of the dish is, where you get chicken, steak, and shrimp, and then your peppers and your onions. So good. Would like to have that now. Texcana? Not saying that. Anyway, that's what I'll have for dinner, and then I'll go to line dancing, which is like 2.5 hours. And that'll be my Saturday. See, besides getting my video published and scrambling these eggs, the rest of the day is all about me, myself, and I, and my self-care practices. And I already started out today. I probably read about 2 hours, journaled, and all 3 of my journals I got going on, and crossed some things off my list that I'm like, yeah, I'm just not doing that today. No. So here's breakfast for 5. I'm also gonna wash and just slice some strawberries real quick, but mom's plate, toddler plate, teenager plate, 7-year-old plate, 10-year-old plate. Also have some bananas that'll get finished today. And there we go. So now I'm gonna eat and do my fun mama to-do list. Priorities: going to check my line dancing outfit in the only long mirror in the house. Alrighty, I can hardly see a thing. Got on my Amazon dress, cowgirl boots with those little fake sock toppers, and okay, line dancing time. Alrighty, so lunch after church today looks like Burger King. Okay, so tomorrow it might be grass-fed beef, but this ain't no grass-fed beef today. And I got the double Whopper with no bun. Okay guys, hey look, I'm meal prepping. Got some meal prepping action going. Not really. This is tired mom voice. I come to you with tired mom voice. So anyway, we had after church lunch at Burger King, and I never got the roast we brought up yesterday. We're gonna see the roast tomorrow, okay? But this is Sunday afternoon reality, Mom. I
fed them at Burger King, and then I took them back to roller skating because it's cold and it's winter, and that's what we needed. Anywho, also meal prepping. I'm gonna, talk in hand, I am going to lay on the couch. That's right, lay on the couch in my pajamas. Lotion on my face, chill out, relaxing mama afternoon. That's what I'm having, at least for a couple hours. Sure, I could cook dinner, but I could also throw in the oven. This is a Costco pot pie from November that was left over from our party. This is one I didn't bring out in time and we had it left. And then this is a Costco's shepherd's pie. So while I'm resting, hey look, Costco meal prepped. These freezer meals are going to go in the oven, and then we will also steam some broccoli in the microwave. And we did Sunday evening dinner. And that's all Mama is gonna be able to pull off for the rest of today.
Well, I feel like, exhale. I have had a day of appointments and a meeting out and all of those things. And now I'm back home kind of recalibrating, and I'm really hopeful. It's 1:38. I'm really hopeful that I'm going to get my free masterclass webinar finished planning out this afternoon. That's going to be for my YouTuber Extraordinaire course. It's a coming. You know, I was working on it, revamping it and expanding it this fall. In December, I finished it out slow and steady. January, yeah, you know, when you're the head mama of a household of a whole lot and folks get sick and all that, did not get the masterclass part finished out. That is going to be something free that anyone can sign up for to learn more about being a YouTuber extraordinaire. How do you like that? So what else am I doing, YouTuber extraordinaire? Haha. Refilling my hand soap with Suave shampoo because I got a few empty hand soap dispensers, and you know, that'll be coming up on the Walmart order. So we set those roast out to defrost the other day. Those have been in the refrigerator maybe for 2 to 3 days now. That's okay. Hey, look, we meal prepped. I also had brought up those garden potatoes and a sweet potato. And so I did not, as you saw yesterday, I was just too tired to even think about getting those in the slow cooker and washing. We didn't wash no dirt off no potatoes, did we? I took my family, like, hey, where do y'all want to go to eat? After church, Burger King was chosen. I had my burger with no bun. Then we went and did round 2 at roller skate, and that was a lot of fun. And then last night, I reheated those Costco, that chicken pot pie and that shepherd's pie that I had thrown in the freezer after our Thanksgiving event. So, doing things, we had that and broccoli last night. And I had just some protein and broccoli. So that all worked out. So today we're gonna wash those potatoes, and probably about 4. I'm gonna work for a few hours. I also have a telehealth doctor's appointment. All those various things, going over my updated lab work. About 4, we will get these potatoes, and we'll just do both roasts. We'll use the goose pot. There have been times when I have just done one of those roasts that I just put that single roast on top of some potatoes in the Lodge cast iron, but because we have 2, we'll put them in the goose pot like we do with the chickens. And there's a little bit of kitchen disorganization. That's okay, but we're gonna pull things together. The potatoes that we brought up, because they are authentic Shenandoah Valley potatoes, they have authentic Shenandoah Valley dirt on them. So we're gonna get them washed. Decent sized sweet potato. Just figured I'd wash these now, and then, you know, I might even just put oil on the bottom and put these on top, because I'm gonna work now, see, well, about 2.5 hours, a little less than that, and then we'll put the roast on, some basic seasonings, some Redmond salt, and then we'll throw all this in the oven about 4, and we will probably eat about 6 or 6:30. I got folks outside now building and having fun. I had some other folks at some writing lessons today too, and like I say, I've been out running around at appointments. And I know in this video I was super hopeful at the beginning of the week that we would get that fat rendered down and jarred up. Didn't get to it, but that's okay. Had some other unexpected adventures, and I do watch my emotions and my mental health and all those good things, and I just know some days, yeah, I need to deal with these two situations, write those emails, and then I need to walk a lot and play games with my kids and those kind of soothing to my soul activities. And last week was not for rendering beef fat, but I'm hopeful that this next week coming up will be for rendering beef fat and then doing some freezer meals with those sourdough English muffins and bagels that we have. Those all look pretty good there. Now it'll be get down the goose pot. Oh, see, goose pot's over here. Just like doing little preps that I can while I can. I may have one of my teams that's really good and efficient at deviled eggs. So I may have them later this afternoon do us 2 dozen deviled eggs, something that everybody likes. And like we say, we don't take no time to cut no potatoes. And then those toast, so that'll be dinner tonight. And then tomorrow, meal options, probably into the day after, probably 2 to 3 days, depending. So, and I just leave the little strings on my sweet potato. Cover this in some oil, and now this is just, it'll just wait until we get back to putting the meat on here. I also like to do things like this because by 4 or 4:30, many times, depending on what I've been doing, you know, my brain is mush. So if this is done, I'll just think in a couple hours, all I gotta do is set those roast on top. And then I can sit and work a little more until dinner. Alrighty, so this one is 3.73 pounds. This one's 3.26. Hold on there, roast. Both sides of the pot. Just washed my hands. Again, this kitchen needs a tidy, but I do have to go into mama work mode a little more here until dinner. So I will have my people that look like me do a tidy after dinner. There we go. This is what is going on down. Alright, so now we get to do the big pot lift. Nice. Alrighty, so here is how the dinner pot is working out. All the potatoes are nice and soft. I'm sure the meat is 207 degrees. Yeah, in the 190s, 180s, wherever I'm a-poking. I got these strawberries cut. We have other plates out. We got our little stack of forks. We have some parchment paper with a story to tell. I think there was some gluten-free baking going down today. So again, after we eat, we will do some more tidying. Alrighty, so I just made plates for my 3 younger boys, and I took one of those potatoes and cut it into thirds, and now it looks like a huge amount of potatoes. So they will probably not finish all that potatoes, but it's got butter and some Greek yogurt on there, and some roast and some strawberries, and everybody else will come on through and make their plates. And I also lost a potato in the process, but that's just life. I guess into every life, some potato must fall, right? Messy kitchen is still a thing right now, but I'm working on plating food. Hey, look, here's Mom's plate. So I've got several ounces of roast there. I've got half of that giant potato, my celery, my avocado. I'll eat those first, and then I will end with those strawberries. I'm probably gonna put a little plop of sugar-free almond butter there, and that's my plate. Well, friends, I'm excited to bring you this update. I just feel coffee is required. Hold on. It just makes me feel better if I know it's nearby. I know that so many of you have been on my health journey that I've been sharing. Of course, I've had a whole weight loss journey going from 210 pounds down to right around 150. Some weeks I dip into the 140s, and some weeks I play back and forth between, 150, 150.6, 151.2, 149.8. That's just kind of a little song and dance we do. I have heard from many of you, and I also agree with the theory that my body just likes where it is. It feels safe where it is. It knows that it has lost 60 pounds, and we are here and we are safe, and I am moving my body and I'm eating what I feel is right for my body and for my nutritional needs. And besides that, my body's like, no, this is where we are right now. So I have not been focusing on the scale numbers for at least 6 months now. Now, what did happen, and I'll hold my emotional support coffee, what did happen in summer 2024, I mean, I have a whole list of things that happened in summer 2024, but I had new blood work done in August, and it was a big bummer. It was like the biggest bummer blood work I have ever had. I had so much that was not good. I had several markers that said pre-diabetic, insulin resistance, high inflammation, all not great things. And that was after losing 60 pounds. And even in summer 2023, I had blood work done. I've been pretty good about blood work twice a year since 2021, when I went through all of that with my kidney. I was in the hospital for my kidney 3 different times, off the charts E. coli, so much going on in my body. I've become dependent on blood work. So through all of this, my A1C, which is a mathematical formula where it gives a reading on how your blood sugar has been doing for the last 2 to 3 months. Remember, Jamerrill's not a doctor. I'm just a woman dealing with things. My A1C, like 2022, 2023, was like 5.7. But then August 2023, it was 5.8. That's the pre-diabetic range. So from August 23, and then by the time I had my weight loss, August 2024, my A1C went down, but it was still 5.7. It was still in that pre-diabetic range. In August 2024, my HRCRP, which is an inflammation marker reading that they do, which can show risk factors such as the potential risk for heart disease and stroke and all of those things that are not great, it was 5.7. It was red. It said high risk. That was, again, after losing 60 pounds, August 2024. Here to report to you 6 months later, February 2025, that reading is now less than 1. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Another reading, August 2024, my fasting glucose was 113, which is also in the pre-diabetic range. So my fasting glucose, February 2025, 97. My A1C, which I'm sorry if I got off on that, it went from 5.8 to 5.7. Now in February 2025, it's 5.6. So just another little speck down, but out of that pre-diabetic range. My cortisol, although it was only the morning reading, was within normal range. My vitamin D was great. My B vitamins were great. And then also, because hello perimenopausal freight train, at least a snapshot for this moment, my estrogen, my progesterone, and my testosterone levels for where I was in my cycle were all within normal limits. August 2024, everything was through the floor, super low. And where I was in my cycle, that was not normal. So all I can say is happiness, glory, a little gift. You know, I like to get some gifts where I can. And at this moment, after 6 months of continued work and additional changes, everything looks great. My doctor said my blood work looked beautiful. And I should be very happy with the progress that I made. And I just like to get my joy and my little check marks and my little atta girl where I can. And just because this is where I am now, I know that many people fight and work hard for a long time and don't see those kind of changes within 6 months. And I have no guarantee. In 6 months, my blood work might look very different. But again, I want to say, good job, self, where I can. So the changes that I made, my doctor in August really wanted me to do the Lion's diet, and I tried, but honestly, it just made me so sad. Again, I have lost a lot, and to even not be able to have a cucumber or have some celery or have a cup of strawberries, that was super sad. That was super sad. So I've gone on a journey to see how I can make changes and hone things in further for my bio-individual body, but also not feel like I'm being totally deprived. So I really went down the rabbit hole of reducing inflammation, reversing prediabetes, what insulin resistance even is, and I am still on this journey. Again, just the happy blood work is so nice. It's so nice. It's like right direction. So I've been mentioning to you some of the thought leaders in this area of insulin resistance and who I've been researching. So one of the things that I did this fall, even though it wasn't 100% Lion's diet, which Lion's diet, again, some people are so sick and their bodies are so broken for so many reasons. Where the Lion's diet is a gift, it gives them their life back. And there are wonderful, wonderful benefits. So I'm not knocking it. And my goodness, if it's what a person's body needs and it brings them a level of healing, I'm all for it. I started tiptoeing around, starting back carnivore-ish, where I was eating meat products and eggs. But one of the things my doctor suggested for me is for me to cut out all gluten and dairy. Now, we did not do any dietary testing as far as gluten and dairy. I've had those done for some of my kids. I did not have those done for me. My doctor just said that with all that's in the wheat products these days, with the chemicals, with so much, that it's a good thing to cut out and see how my body responds. Same thing with dairy. Both for people who are dealing with high levels of inflammation tend to not help. So I cut out all gluten and dairy in August. So the big changes I made is I cut out gluten and dairy. Now I will say, because obviously I had lost 60 pounds, and a big key to me losing 60 pounds is my physical activity is a major increase starting August 2023, September 2023. I mean, for well over, I'm 18 months in to consistent, good daily body movement, physical activity for my body. So I'm sure that that also helped with my weight loss. I also am several years into cutting out white flour and sugar. Potentially, by what we're seeing with my blood work, cutting out the gluten and dairy were both a good thing for my body. So circling back, I dipped my toes doing more carnivore things. I definitely had more carnivore days. But within that, I did start mixing in my non-starchy vegetables as well. I mean, hello squash season. So over time this fall, it morphed from carnivore days to low carb. Now I did do a course probably in October or November from Coach Mama Fox. So if you go to coachmamafox.com, she has a course called Food Peace. It's self-paced. It's for folks who are looking to reverse insulin resistance, heal their bodies, and also beat down inflammation. So I did that course, and she had some good principles that she has learned and implemented herself from a variety of sources. And to me, what I learned in Food Peace helped fine-tune what I was doing. So I was already getting in a good amount of healthy fat every day. I was already focusing on protein. I was already doing my non-starchy vegetables. I was already gluten-free and dairy-free. And she taught me some additional concepts that worked very well with all of that, and also introduced me to experts such as the Glucose Goddess. I haven't listened to her book yet. I've read some of her things, and I believe in the UK she has a TV show now. But another expert that I got introduced to through Coach Mama Fox is Dr. Benjamin Binkman. He's a scientist, and much of his research has been in reference to insulin resistance and even reversing type 2 diabetes. So this particular book, How to Not Get Sick, I started reading this one in December. Again, a lot of Coach Mama Fox's principles are from Dr. Binkman, and she is finishing up getting certified through him. So I've been getting good Cliff Notes, which I always appreciate some Cliff Notes from him. But I have read through this book. I'm rereading different parts, and he has graphs in here. So this is what I have been focusing on for the last 8 to 12 weeks. He has percentages for reversal of insulin resistance, to prevent, and then to maintain. Again, all of this, your mileage may vary. I'm just sharing my particular health update. So to reverse, I've been making sure, and I use the Carb Manager app for this, I've been getting about 30% from protein every day, about 10% carbs. I honestly think my carbs are a little less than that. But I've been making sure I've been prioritizing and getting about 60% good healthy fats in. And the healthy fats that I've been getting in are from coconut oil, avocado oil, bacon grease, schmaltz, tallow, good animal cooking fats. And I've become aware of seed oils that can also cause inflammation. Now, whenever you eat out, you don't always know what they've done with the oils. So I've just become very aware. But even in this video, on Sunday, my folks picked Burger King for lunch. God bless the double Whopper with no cheese and extra lettuce. And who knows its history. But I don't do that every day. We're all doing the best we can. So this particular book, How Not to Get Sick, has been very helpful. And I'm listening through, this book has even more science in it, why we get sick. And he is going through insulin resistance. It says the hidden epidemic at the root cause of most chronic disease and how to fight it. So he hits every key point that he possibly can on insulin resistance in this book. I've had the physical copy. I thought I would get to it, and since I haven't, I got it on Audible, and I've been listening to it. I have a couple hours left. So many diseases he goes through, and he traces them back to insulin resistance. So it's very interesting learning for me. Another book that I may end up doing on audiobook as well is The Obesity Code by Jason Dr. Fung. I have not read this at all. However, he does the foreword for Dr. Binkman's book. And like everybody, I've watched some of his Instagram reels. I know he's got YouTube videos on the topic as well. And he's all about working in intermittent fasting, which with having my healthy fat at 60% every day, again, Carb Manager app is how I keep track of that. It really keeps me from getting hungry, which means that I have gotten into some fasting. I kind of backed into it and didn't even know where I was going with it, and that's how it's been working out. I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 16 hours a day, and then I've had an eating window from about 11 to 7. Now today it's 11:41. I'm not hungry yet. I recently have been learning about the autophagy fasting, and I've done some 17 to 18-ish hour fast. I haven't done a 24-hour fast yet or a 36-hour, but I would like to explore and experience the healing effects that I have heard can come from fasting. Another thing that I've learned from Coach Mama Fox in her Food Peace course is about having our meals, but then not snacking, having about 5 hours in between to actually let our body have a state of using up what we have already fueled our body with. And I have a close friend who's lost a lot of weight, and she eats every 2 to 3 hours, and it works for her. So again, your mileage may vary. This is just what I've been exploring. So like today, for example, I will probably break my fast about noon. I should do that before I go out. And that's gonna be a savory meal. That will be like eggs and bacon and probably my celery sticks and my avocado. And then this evening, probably around 6, I will have another meal. And if I have my fat in that 60% range, I'm not hungry, and I'm able to close my kitchen, is another Coach Mama Fox term. You know, by 7, I won't be eating anymore, and I just won't be hungry until around lunchtime tomorrow. There is some teaching out there to explore, and some data that has come back where some folks are eating breakfast and lunch, and then after lunch they fast their dinner and they put their fasting in that direction. This is just what has been working for my body. That being said, so I'm just learning some things. I'm a dabbling, right? Well, those are the things that I have done for the past 6 months. I have been doing 30% protein, 60% fats, and I've been doing low carb starchy vegetables. There's also other principles, such as if I have a sweet potato, I would have that at the end of the meal once I've already consumed my fats and protein. I can still have things like dark chocolate. Another thing I learned from Coach Mama Fox in the Food Peace course is that, so sad, peanut butter, that peanut protein can be inflammatory to some people. And you know I'm all about some sugar-free natural peanut butter, but I have switched out to sugar-free almond butter. So I can still have my 85% dark chocolate, and I can still smear some almond butter on there, and that does it for me. I mean, it's whatever you need, whatever does it for you, or some almond butter and some strawberries, that checks the boxes for me. So that has been my journey of the past 6 months. I've also worn a continuous glucose monitor, and I have learned that those are not always calibrated right. They can be off. Mine have been off 20 to 40 points in either direction. I was having a whole week where it was saying I was like 56. And so through that, I learned that if you sleep on them or a variety of other reasons, they can be off. Again, that's just my experience. They're still beneficial to wear because you can still see patterns. You can still see your line. But I've added in doing finger sticks with an inexpensive monitor from Walmart. And so with that, I've had days where I take my fasting blood sugar in the morning. I do it before and after breakfast, before and after dinner. And that's because I have been focused on trying to reverse being a pre-diabetic. That's where we are up to this point. Fantastic lab work. I'm excited about that. I will also say, and you all know because you've been on this journey with me, the amount of stress that I have had in my life for the past 18 months and longer, of course, but last 18 months in general, I mean, I'm to the point now where I have a good bit of peace and my nervous system's pretty flatline, which is nice. It's not always like that. Things still come up, but I'm getting a bit of a respite. But I have had situations that I have dealt with for the past 18 months that just put my nervous system absolutely on fire. I never knew what it was I was feeling or what my nervous system even was until obviously I have felt fire before because I'm a human in this human body. But when things exploded in August 2023, I was just left with nothing but a burning nervous system. That does things to a human body. That spikes your cortisol, which leads to inflammation. A lot of what I was seeing in my lab work in August 2024. Of course, the gluten and the dairy could be part, but I believe a large part has been the stress. So if I can eat in a way that helps support my body while my body is also navigating stress, I just think all of these things work together for me. So, other books that I recently read in January, I listened to Fast Like a Girl on audiobook. I know many women who have had good success fasting according to where they are in their cycle and eating hormone feasting foods, all of these good things. Dr. Mindy Peltz teaches these things. I listened to it on audiobook. I devoured it. I listened to it in about 3 days. And then I've read hard copy, Eat Like a Girl. She also has recipes in here, and it does a condensed version of everything that's in Fast Like a Girl. Plus there's some updates in Eat Like a Girl since Fast Like a Girl. Again, I am not 100% implementing this. Even if I continue to eat the way that has been kind to my body, I might dabble in implementing fasting according to where I am in my cycle, just eating my same foods. She has a lot of healthy carbs that are good for our hormones. And again, on my journey, I may get back to the point where I'm doing more of that, but at this point I am not. Like my doctor told me in August 2024, my body, by my blood work, did not know the difference between healthy carbs and unhealthy carbs. And Dr. Mindy has an adapted plan in here for those like with chronic fatigue, for those with type 2 diabetes, for those with thyroid conditions, for those with autoimmune conditions such as rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Hashimoto's, PCOS. And these plans are adapted. So if I was going to fully implement Dr. Mindy's plan, I would have to tweak it for my unique needs as well. I mean, she even has one in here for adrenal fatigue, for brain health, for memory loss, depression, anxiety. It's just super interesting. I appreciated it. I absorbed a lot of it. I'd probably want to hear it again. I have enjoyed Eat Like a Girl as well. Oh, and the other thing Dr. Mindy touches on that I've also implemented, again, your mileage may vary, but this gets back to Dr. Bankman, is I've also implemented whatever my goal weight, this is how I get my protein number, whatever my goal weight is. So let's say it's 120 or 130. I have 1 gram of protein for every pound of ideal body weight. So I have between 110 to 130 grams of protein a day based on my goals, my unique body, and that has been working well for me. Now, Dr. Mindy also teaches that if we get too high in our protein, that can also help us hold on to weight. And it could be that my protein number is a little too high and I need to cut it back a little bit in order for my body to release weight again. But at this point, my goal for the last 6 months has not been weight loss. My goal has been to work on healing areas of my body and get my blood work turned around, which is an overall snapshot of my health. And we checked that box, so that's great. These are things I want to continue to learn about. I want to continue to learn from. I know several of you have asked me about the different books that I have been reading or that I'm going to read. The nice thing is other books on fasting is general human fasting, but again, Dr. Mindy talks about our unique needs as women with our cycles. She even talks about women who no longer have cycles or who are in their 20s and 30s with PCOS. She has a 30-day fasting reset. So super interesting. I'm pretty sure I talked about this at the beginning of the video because I was finishing up listening to it. And again, these are all things I appreciate. So I thought that you would love to hear, because I was really upset about my lab work this summer. It was emotional for me and it just felt like one more thing on fire. Like, great, can anything else burn? Can anything else be burning? And it's just a little kindness in 2025. So I'm going to continue to eat the way I've been eating, and we deal with a lot of food on this channel. I'm going to continue to have my protein and my healthy fats, my non-starchy vegetables, and then my strawberries or my sweet potato or my dark chocolate or whatever at the end of a meal. And we're just going to keep moving forward, doing what we can with health and movement and all these things. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know I didn't get that fat rendered, but that's coming up next. I'm gonna go out today and film 3 shopping videos: Costco, Sharp Shopper, and thrift stores. And those videos will be coming up next, followed by a video with the fat rendering and a bunch of freezer meals and other adventures. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this past week, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.